This week I'm doing a roundup of everything about the Ritzville Fiber Fest that was May 4th and 5th in 2024. So let's get started. Good morning, crocheters. I'm so excited to be here with you. I am going to make this pretty short. It's been a fiber-filled weekend. I'm recording this a day late. I'm hoping to get it up today. If not, you'll see it on Thursday. But I just wanted to do a quick recap of my weekend. As most of you know, I think I mentioned this last week, that I attended the Ritzville Fiber Fest. It was the first time I've ever been to this Fiber Fest. It's been going on for quite a while. And it was my first show of the year, but it's also kind of a way for me to learn about all the fiber stuff that goes on this side of the state. Because as you guys know, even though we moved here 4 years ago, between COVID and my cancer and everything, I really haven't gotten to know the fiber industry on the eastern side of Washington. So this event was amazing. I had a booth. I had my books and I had my patterns, and I did pretty well sales-wise, but it was more fun for me to meet all of the crocheters out there, knitters out there, spinners. There's some weavers, all sorts of stuff. Now, before I talk about my haul and all of that stuff, I just want to let you guys know it's a smaller event. It's in the city of Ritzville at the fairgrounds. Ritzville is kind of halfway between where I live in Spokane. It's off of Highway 90 and Highway 395, and it's farming community. It's pretty much what it is up there. And so it was really gorgeous. It was rainy and windy all weekend, but the area is really pretty. It's a very small town. It's very fun. And the event itself is pretty small. I think there were 16 vendors total, and then they had classes, and this year's theme was all revolving around felting. They had wet felting, needle felting, dry felting. They had all sorts of stuff. They did have a spinning circle, all sorts of stuff. But it was fun because I got to meet a couple of shops that were in the area that I didn't know about. Well, they're about an hour and a half from me, but that's actually exciting because there's only the one shop here in the Tri-Cities, and I didn't know about the one in Moses Lake, and then there's another gal who's opening one in Cheney, if you know where Eastern Washington University is. She's going to be in that area, so I'm really excited because otherwise it was just Sheep's Clothing here in Kennewick and Paradise Fibers up in Spokane, and then we also have about an hour away Pearl 2, I think it's called, in Walla Walla. So I haven't been to that one yet. I've been to the other two, obviously, but not to the one in Walla Walla. I need to do that this summer. Anyway, so it was exciting. They didn't have animals this year. Next year they're planning to have animals in the big barn. So hopefully that's going to be a cool thing. And the other thing is that there was, the theme was announced for next year, and the theme is Get Hooked. So I'm so excited that it's going to be completely crochet. I was the only crochet person there. I mean, there were booths that had some crochet stuff in it, but I was the one who had books and patterns and all sorts of stuff. So I'm really excited. So I'm going to show you my haul. It's quite actually bigger than I thought when I got home. So first thing I want to show you is I got this. Now this is from Hopin Ridge Ranch. Hopin, H-O-P'-N Ridge Ranch. And these are wool pellets. And what she does is she raises sheep, but she does not use it for the fiber. She does not use the fiber for spinning and all of that kind of stuff. She actually makes these pellets that you use in your garden to help aerate the soil, to give nutrients to your plants and stuff. So like she told me, when I plant my tomatoes, to put 3 of these underneath, and the water makes them expand and it helps aerate the soil. They're also made for slug and snail repellent, which the slugs have started getting to my hostas. So I'm excited to put some of this around that this weekend and see if that helps at all. And she also said, you know, that because there's all the nutrients, everything that the sheep eats comes out in their fiber, a lot of the nutrients get released into the soil and help the plants. So I'll let you know how this goes. But this is really exciting. It's Hoppin' Ridge Ranch wool pellets. This is a pound, and I paid, I think it's $15 for it, the bag. So that was the first thing. Now I'm gonna do fiber first, and then I'll show you the yarn. You guys know I'm also a spinner. I haven't been spinning that much lately, but this event really got me thinking about I need to start spinning more. And one of the vendors is Promised Land Sheep Company, and she is out of Tonasket, Washington, which is north of me, about 30 minutes from the border. She's probably 2.5, almost 3 hours from me. But she and I did a swap because I had some stash yarns that I was selling off. So I'm really excited. We just did a straight across swap. So this is the first one. Her yarns, her fiber, I should say, is Rambly Sheep, and it's combed top and hand dyed. And she does these in 4-ounce braids. And so this should give me, if I spin it right, it should give me anywhere from, if I do a DK weight, it should give me about 200, 250 yards of DK weight, or fingering weight is going to be over 400 yards. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use these yet, but they're all the same fiber. It's just different colors. So this is her Caribbean blue. Move this over. And then I have sheep violet. Look at that. And these colors are true to what I have in front of me, that at least on my camera, because I have the light coming in and it's giving me true colors. So that's the violet. And then I have this one, which is Purple Pop. Isn't that gorgeous with the tonality in there? So I'm excited to spin this one. And then I have yellow, which is Flower Lemon. Yeah, this is lemon. Isn't that pretty? I love that yellow. And I'm not a yellow person, you guys know that. And then this is Fire Engine, which is her red. And again, look at the tonality in that. It's just beautiful. Can you see that? Where it gets lighter through here and darker. I can't wait to spin these. And then the final one from her, I got 6 of these, is Emerald Green. Isn't that pretty? I haven't decided what exactly I'm going to do with it yet. I'm thinking about just spinning them as singles and then plying them with other yarns. If you, in fact, her partner in crime is 4R Ranch. I'm going to show you that next. They're always in the same booth at every event I go to, so I know, you know, they work together. This is Wensleydale, and it's gray, and isn't that gorgeous? Look at that fiber. It's just beautiful, and it's so soft. I wish I could put it through the camera so you could see how soft this is. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning, soft. And I was thinking that I could play this as a single too, and then do, you know, skeins with, you know, where I bring in those colors and they're barber poled. I'm really thinking about that. This is 4-ounce bump of the Wensleydale. So, and it's natural, it's not dyed. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, these are things that I want to do as I'm working in between projects in my book. In fact, just so that you guys know, I've got 3 projects already done for the book. They're gonna, the third one's gonna go to tech editing today. But that's the number 1 thing I'm doing, so I need to work on that. Okay, so the other fiber I got next door to me was an Alpaca Ranch, and she had fiber, and I got 2 of these. These are 4-ounce bumps of alpaca and merino, and I'm going to put this really close The gray brown is the alpaca, and this purple is merino. And I'm really excited to spin this, because this is going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous, I'm trying to find an end here. I'm not sure how she wrapped this. Oh, here it is. Here's the end. I'm really excited to spin this together, because I can't wait to see what that purple pop does in the yarn. So I'm very excited. She also had teal, and I got 2 of those. She also had a teal one, but they sold out before I was able to get to her booths to actually buy some. So she is going to be making more of and it's black and teal. So she's going to be making more, and she's going to let me know when that fiber comes in. Okay, so and then there's one more bit of fiber that I got. And this fiber is from Calico Farm Fiber Arts. She is on Etsy. Make sure I try to link everybody that has a link in my show notes. But she's from St. Regis, Montana. She was on the other side of me, and she raises sheep as well. But this is not her sheep. But this is a tweed in merino and viscose, and it's called Stormy Seas is the color that she dyed. So here's the natural color, and then she's got teal, and then she's got that deep, deep burgundy purple in there. So I'm excited about this too. But what really like it about it is the black flecks, the little nubs in there, that will make this more of a tweed once it's spun. So I'm excited to do this one too. Okay, so that's a lot of fiber, guys. I need to start working on my spinning, and I'm trying to get settled back in after a weekend away and knowing I have to work on my book. But I want to try to get 1 day a week of spinning in, not the whole day, but maybe, like 2 or 3 hours of spinning. So I'm trying to adjust my schedule to figure out how I can do that. So that's why I got some fiber, and I've got so much more in my closet, I can't even tell you. So you guys might be seeing some spinning in my podcast as well. Okay, so let's talk yarn. So I'm going to show you this one first. I'm going to show you the yarns that I just bought one skein of first, and then I'll talk about other things. This is from Rusty Spur Range and Creations, and she is a hand dyer, and she does bats for spinning and things like that. But what's interesting about her yarns is that she doesn't name them, and she doesn't reproduce them. They are not repeatable colorways. And so this I actually bought for me to do something for myself. This is, she calls this a vintage Christmas, but I think it's more fall colors. And the colors just spoke to me, the way she dyed them. And I'm really thinking that this is going to be a cowl for me. So I'm not normally an orange, but this is like a rust. And you can tell here I'm wearing like a rust shirt as well. So I thought this would be a really cool fall cowl. So you might be seeing, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to write a pattern for this one, because I can't get the yarn. This is a one of a kind, she won't be dyeing it again kind of thing. So, but this is her superwash merino, 100% superwash merino. No nylon in it at all, so I would not make socks with this, or I would not do anything that uses high wear with this, especially socks. So that's why I'm thinking a cowl would be really cool, or maybe a little shawlette or a long scarf. So we'll see what this turns out to be, but it's really pretty. I love it. Okay. Then there is Wine and Whooley Design, and she is out of the Kitsap Peninsula in the west side of the state, she was I think the only person who came from the west side of the state to the event. And she dyes assigned pooling yarns as well as other yarns, but this color just popped for me. This pink is the assigned pooling color. So this is assigned pooling is when you are crocheting along or knitting along, and then you get to a specific color and you have a short run of that, and you need to kind of decide to bobble it or do a different stitch. Knitters have been doing a lot of shawls and garments with bobbles in it that do this with the assigned pooling. So This item, I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet, but the colors were so bright. She calls this Bobble Shawl Pink. And so, but it's got the turquoise and it's got kind of a gray purple in there. I'm going to try to scooch this down a little, like a grayish purple. And then she's got that pop of pink in there. And so I'm really excited to see how this one turns out too. So stay tuned on that, but I really loved the colors of that. Okay, so now there was another company there called, a hand dyer that was there, called Backwoods Yarn Company. And I can't remember where she's out of. I don't know if I have her card here. She is on, she has her own website. And again, I will be putting all of these on my show notes. But, so I had to get this because this is fingering weight yarn, 100% baby alpaca in the colorway Spearmint. There's 431 yards to 4 ounces, 3 ounces, 3.5 ounces of baby alpaca. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? That just minty, spearminty green. It's just gorgeous. And this, I think, is going to be a shawl. I can't tell you what it's going to look like yet, but this is just too soft. If you've ever had 100% baby alpaca anything, you know it's going to be really warm too. So these are from Backwoods Yarn Co. And then also from her, I got this 100% superwash merino. And this is Harvest Moon. And this is 490 yards. And this is only $20 for fingering weight. $20 for each one of these. These were $21. So, but look at that Harvest Moon. And again, I'm not an orange person, but this color just spoke to me. Do you see the tonality in it? I'm going to put this one down. Can you see the tonality in there? It's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's soft. For 100% superwash merino, she has really washed the chemicals out of it and it's already soft before you even block it. So I'm so excited to do something with this. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to use them together or if I'm going to use them mixed with other yarns for a project, but this color, I just could not pass it up and I had to get 2 of them. And then the last company I bought yarn from is called Quantum Entanglement. Now she is a yarn shop called Ties That Bind in Moses Lake, but she's also a hand dyer and her yarns are Quantum Entanglement. And I bought 2 skeins from her, 2 different bases. This first one has already got a project in mind. I don't want to tell you what it's going to be yet because I'm going to be working on it soon. But it's this yarn is called Apothecary. It's 75 superwash ultrafine merino, 15% mulberry silk, and 10% cashmere. And it's in the colorway Vanishing Powder, which is a gray base with a lot of speckles. Can you see all those speckles in there? I'm so excited about those speckles. This has a very specific project in mind, and I only bought one because it's a small project. But this is, I'm trying to find her yardage on here. I know it's here. I just can't find it. Oh, here it is. It's 100 grams, 437 yards. So if you look up the shop, I think she doesn't have her shop information on here, but if you look up Ties That Bind on Google, you'll find her shop and you can order these yarns from her. And this is Quantum Entanglement, and it's Vacay, which is a different base. And this is, I don't know how to say this, but it's Reykjavik. I know this from Iceland, but the colors just reminded me of a parrot head. So I thought these would make a really great pair of socks for my husband, maybe. So we'll see. This is 85% superwash extra fine merino and 15% nylon and 437 grams per 3.5 ounces. Fingering weight, obviously. Isn't that gorgeous? She does beautiful dye work. And I love this little pop of pink that has more white in it. So this is going to be really a lot of fun to knit or crochet up. So those are my yarns. And then there was across from me a young gal who, she does macrame, and I don't have it here with me. It's in my car, but she does macrame, these beautiful wall hangings, beautiful plant hangers with beads on them, and she even buys stitch markers and puts them in her pieces. They're just beaded stitch markers, I should mention. Gorgeous, gorgeous work. And I got from her a kind of a lanyard, a small wrist lanyard to put on my keys, because whenever I'm at an event, I have a backpack that I use and the keys always get lost in it. So this is a really bright minty green that it will pop against everything and I will see it in my backpack. But she had beautiful work. So that's the other thing I got. And that's it for the show. I mean, the show was great. I'm really excited because I'll be teaching classes there next year, since it's a all crochet themed event next year. But if you are in the area or are planning to be in the area, it's the first weekend in May. So next year it'll be the 3rd and the 4th of May at the Ritzville. It's called the Wheatland Fair and Rodeo is what it's at. It's a little tiny fairgrounds, but oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Such great people, such kind people. Everyone was there supporting everybody else. The customers were amazing. The people taking classes were amazing. It was just a great overall event all the way around. So if you're ever in the area, or you are in the area, I highly recommend checking it out next year. And that's it for the roundup. So the only other thing I want to mention this week, I will have a better, longer probably podcast next week, but the only other thing I want to mention is that we are doing a crochet along starting June 3rd. I knew it wasn't the 1st. June 3rd for the Enchanted Vine shawl. And the pattern is still on sale right now. It will be until May 31st. Next week, people who've already purchased the pattern will get a email about how to sign up. And then after next week, I will be, any sign up I get after that will automatically just get an email every time they sign up for it. Or anytime you purchase the pattern. The pattern is, I believe it's 15% off. It comes to $6.80. It's regular. I want to say it's a $7 pattern. It might be an $8 pattern. I can't remember. Anyway, if you are interested in doing crochet along, we will have prizes. So if you're interested in doing a shawl crochet along in the month of June for spring and summer, make sure you check out the Enchanted Vine pattern. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off. It's been a crazy week, but I am going to sign off so I can finish getting settled in and start working on my book and hopefully spinning soon. So I will see you guys next time. Have a great week. Bye, y'all.